share. It's the lion's share. It's the lion's share. It's the lion's share.
Welcome back. Welcome into the Lion's Share for Week 14, following Lions and Cowboys on Thursday night and following Sunday night's matchups with the Bears and Packers. We do know the outcome of that one. Lions with the win over the Cowboys, so you're telling me there's a chance. There's some pieces falling into place, but there's a lot more pieces to come in these last 4 weeks of the NFL. We're going to recap the Lions and Cowboys, and of course the Bears and Packers. Lions 8-5 now, and still alive in that playoff hunt. You know what else is alive, Andrew? You remember the OG fans might remember this one from the first season of this podcast, the Lions Share. The 4-5 is still alive, baby.
That was the famous one, man. That one really got us on the map. That probably got us, 5 whole listeners?
At least. Shout out to the Spotify Wrapped with 350% increase year over year. No big deal. Not to brag, just throwing numbers out there. But that was a dark time for the Lions. We were kind of jokingly reverse psychology manifesting that, and then they ended up, I think, doing 4-5 or maybe 5-5 in that stretch that we talked about. So here we are again on a 5-game stretch. They won one versus the Cowboys. Now 4 games left. Got to win at least 3 of them, if not all of them, depending on how things shake out. So with the loss today for the Bears over the Packers get the dub there. The path for the Lions has become even clearer, even with an outside chance of the NFC North still, but a very small chance at that. We'll get you there, and we'll break down what the playoff picture in the NFC North looks like in a bit. But first, we're going to break down a little bit of the Lions and Cowboys that took place, I should say, on Thursday night. So speaking of which, guys, what'd you make of Thursday night on Prime with the Lions getting the dub over the Cowboys there?
Liked it.
Felt good to have fun again.
Agreed. It was up tempo. I think that was my favorite thing about it. What weird that, back-to-back Thursday games. I'm assuming they did it on purpose with the Cowboys since they were also in the same boat there, but I think that was probably the weirdest part. And then watching Pickens quit mid-game was odd. Also,
watching George Pickens turn into George Pickens mid-game.
Yeah, like we're talking about the Bears turning into a pumpkin, like George Pickens reverting back into
George Pumpkins.
Yeah, and then CD. We don't root for injury, but that didn't hurt our chances when he left.
Or did it? Because I'm gonna butcher the last name of the guy that stepped in for him, but he kind of went off after that. So maybe not.
I mean, somebody had to catch a ball, right? I mean, the secondary was given, a crisp 5 to 7 yards? Brady,
at least.
Yeah, I mean, DJ Reed had a rough night. Glad to see he got a little confidence booster with the turnover at the end of the evening.
Yeah, there was a ticking time bomb.
He needed that. It was nice, though. It was nice game. They got back to some of the stuff that makes them fun. I think this is a score that we've been used to the last couple of years. Just Lions score more than the opponent team. The opponent scored a lot. So fun game, nice game. Jared looked good. This is a classic, as you used to say, Ben, Jared stat line where he just 300 yards but 1 touchdown, no picks. That's all we need. Offensive line looked pretty good. Running the ball, Monty was so key. Like Montgomery getting up the gut and averaging like 10 yards per carry. And then you stop Gibbs in the run game, but you still have to stop Montgomery, and then Gibbs gets the ball in the passing game. It was a very good offensive game. I think they needed that. And St. Brown coming back we always talk about spark plug moments. That was clearly meant a lot to the whole team.
Sure did. And Mitch, glad you brought up the offensive line push as well, because we had Frazier get some playing snaps in there, and he looked pretty decent. Cologne didn't look terrible. I think he had a play or two where he, makes to look like what he is, but it's going to happen to the best
Wide
of them.
load coming through, baby.
High load. Can't make quick turns.
Yeah, you know what I like though? I like that they were switching up the offensive line mid-game. Like, to me, that was that's an adjustment that you really don't see people make a lot. Is like, all right, this isn't working. Let's try this. That's not working. Let's try this. And then they kind of like stuff would work, and it seemed like they were mixing it up a little bit with Frazier, trying to get him involved. And Cologne too. Cologne came out, and then they brought him back in later. So if that's what works, that's what works. And it clearly, I think, against this Cowboys defense that not great, right? Like came in probably on the season not ranked well, but the last couple weeks before this week were ranked mid-tier, which everyone was kind of saying that's all the Cowboys needed was a mid-tier defense to support their offense, which true. I mean, they put up 30 points. But the Lions made it pay. Middle of the field was open, boys. And you know what else I like that really got me going? A deep shot. It's the first time I've been begging, talking to you guys, like, I want to see a deep ball. He hit that kind of deep curl route to J-Mo. Next play, took a shot. I loved it. I thought that's what this offense has been really needing, some deep shots.
Jared Goff needed it too. Offense needed it. Jared Goff needed it for some confidence. He was looking shaky out there, looking a little unconfident out there in the last couple games. Needed something to boost his confidence, and I think he got that in this game, and I think he can build on this, but he needs more. We need to see more from this. We certainly saw shades of the old offense. It felt like, like you said, Andrew, George Pickens kind of reverting to old form. The Lions offense reverting to old form as well. It was nice to see, and now you got 4 more games to follow it. Got to maintain what you did in this game. I thought they came out, like you said, Andrew, up tempo. We're ready for this one. The energy was there from the get-go. It was palpable. They controlled the game. They managed the game, and that's what they did in 15 of their wins last season. Is they controlled a lot of those games, managed the flow of those games. And I've mentioned it in the past, but the Lions, this team, struggle to play from behind, and they did not get behind from the start of this game with the Cowboys. Controlled the flow, managed the game, and that's key for this Lions team. Stay out ahead, get ahead, and stay out ahead. That's so important for this Lions offense.
Yeah. Did you guys hear what Dan said about Frazier in postgame? Either you hear that? He had said, like, the plan all along was to get him some snaps today, or in that game, to see his comfortability level, which, if you think about it, is, like, kind of psychotic, right? Season, for all intents and purposes, is on the line with that game. You lose it, you're pretty much done. And they're throwing out rookies who are coming off injuries to see how they're going to perform.
Yeah, crazy. And to Mitch's point, shuffling in and out of the lineup at the offensive line position is an adjustment you just don't ever see.
No, not mid-game, like he said. And what Dan had also said is that Frazier proved himself, looked pretty good, so they gave him more snaps than what they were intending. But Cologne also looked good, so they wanted to get him back on the field as well, which is, once again, crazy.
You saw the stat about Cologne started the game and gave up, I think, on 7 dropbacks, 4 pressures on 7 dropbacks. That was the prime stat when they showed Frazier in the lineup or in there at guard. He was like, I think it was Herb Street said that. Yeah, 4 pressures on 7 dropbacks isn't a good rate if you're playing guard. That's for sure.
Well, I know he's guard, but it's kind of nice to see, and I don't think it came from over him. Sadly, I think it was Sewell. Old James Houston making a return to Detroit.
You think he had a little extra fire in this one?
I mean, I had no idea where the guy ended up. I'm glad to see he made a team and he's getting some meaningful snaps, but God, it sucks to lose him, especially with where we're at now.
He wasn't good though. Like, he got figured out so fast. I got so sick of seeing him 8 yards upfield on the ground, because let me just go fast, and then if I'm a tackle, I'm just gonna be like, yep, keep going, push you down.
Yeah, you know why he got that sack? Because it was Jared Goff. Anybody else would have probably shook him.
Yeah.
That was his problem. He didn't have the opportunity to sack Jared Goff in Detroit when he was here, and he was shitting his pants half the time. Who could forget that game?
The only reason you even brought it up.
Quick minds.
That was the old Houston game from last year. Houston, we have a problem. If you want to see our laughs, you can always watch us on YouTube and Spotify video. Shout out to the video formats that you guys watch us on. We were in the top 15% of Spotify video podcasts. So yes, that's pretty cool too. Not to brag, just again, once again, Spotify Wrapped came out. You got to drop the stats when they come. How about, speaking of James Houston not on this team, how about somebody that is on this team, Muhammad, with not one, not two, but 3 sacks on the day?
It's unbelievable. They needed it, and you know why that happened. Guy we've been begging to come out firing on all cylinders for the last few weeks. Hutch. What did Hutch have? 11 pressures, I think, 10 or 11 pressures. That's what happens, and when you get, and it's funny because we've kind of, I think, agreed like first 2 rounds next year they need to go offensive line. Couldn't be more clear. And Ben, you texted us and said that it sounds like Decker might be contemplating retirement, so it becomes even more important. But all these mock drafts still have lines need a DN for Hutchinson. They need someone for Hutchinson. They need the guys they have to step up. So I think like Davenport's probably gone this year because he's just hasn't been producing, and you can't, best availability is availability. But Muhammad, you guys kind of put some pressure on him in the last episode and came up in a big way. Hutch was flushing him, and Muhammad was closing the deal, and that was big.
Well, Mitch, I'm glad you bring up the offense again, too, because I think it's kind of on their shoulders a little bit of the way, right? Like, to get more pressures, you need their offense to be a little more predictable. And when they're down in games and the Lions have the lead, they can bring more guys, bring a little more pressure, have a little more predictability from the offense. So, honestly, when the offense gets off to these more hotter starts where they control the lead and the other team is playing from behind, that just puts this defensive front in such a like more profitable position, and the profit can reap from it.
And if you weren't gonna go there, man, that was low hanging fruit for me to swoop right in there and take that one. But we need a little consistency from the prophet himself too. This is his second game with double or more than 1 sack. I think he had 1.5 versus the Ravens, or maybe 2, thinking way back. But a lot of ups and downs for the prophet. Seems like when Davenport's, he stepped in for Davenport in that Ravens game when Davenport went down. Now that Davenport's back, maybe he's feeling a little bit more fire now. Maybe lost some of that fire. And, it's not just on him, too. Of course, the rest of the defensive line's got to do their part, too. And he's a beneficiary of that pressure that you alluded to, Mitch, with Hutch on the other side. Muhammad doesn't get 3 sacks if Hutch isn't on the other side of that defensive line either. So it's a team unit. Casey Rogers' defensive line, it's a team unit across the board. But a little more consistency from Muhammad would go a long way, I think, in that defense. Guys want to talk about Brian Branch getting the Achilles injury? We might be getting Kirby back here in a week. Who knows? A couple more weeks, maybe. He's missed 7 games at this point, has Kirby Joe. But it seems like here's Kirby Joe maybe ready to return, and then what do we get? We get Brian Branch done for the year.
Yeah. Let me ask you guys something, because I'm going back and forth. Is it more important to get Kirby back next week to maybe win, or keep him on the sidelines and have him full strength for 3 final games that you probably should win?
It's tough.
As soon as you can. You got to ramp up at some point. Might as well, be a tough one against the Rams and then be full strength and be ready to go. I don't think there's a time to wait at this point, especially losing Branch now. It's an even bigger thing.
I'm hoping 10 days off after this Thursday matchup to next Sunday will be enough for him. I don't know what he needs at this point, and I think he's just going to have to play through it if he's going to play this season, play through that pain in the knee. But I think if the Lions are going to win next week against the Rams, I think they need Kirby Joe, because he's kind of got Stafford's number. He's been a big part of figuring out Stafford and getting in his head when the Lions have beat the Rams over the last couple of years. So I think that's a key. If they need him, or if they have him, they certainly have a better chance of winning next week.
Well, he's got to sit at home and watch all these Vikings go kneecap hunting. I'm sure he's
that was bad.
A little jealous.
That was really bad, yeah. I don't want to hear another Vikings fan talk about knee injuries after that one. That was brutal.
that was, I mean, career-ending. See you later, Zach Ertz. That was a piece of spaghetti. A large piece of spaghetti, albeit, but spaghetti nonetheless.
Yeah, that was bad. That was. Well, when I saw the replay, I thought, oh my God, that's even worse than live. It looked bad live, but wow, the replay really, really painted it. But
Well, I had the TV muted, so I wasn't sure what was going on because, the audio issues coming from Red Zone there. Looked over to just see him absolutely bawling, towel over the head. Thought that's kind of odd. Didn't get a replay, had to look it up on my own, and that was tough to see.
yeah, Commanders really not the season that they thought they were going to have this year, and it's just getting worse with all the Jaden Daniels injuries, and then to have Zach Ertz today, just a jarring injury. It's tough. Couple jarring injuries today.
Maybe we can get Sanders still.
Mikey? Coming off his rookie contract? What's he been in the league? What?
3 years?
3?
Mm,
2?
I thought this was
I thought it
the
was
end
two.
of
I could be wrong.
I thought this was his third, but yeah, you guys know way more ball than me.
I always err on it's longer than we think because I think at our age everything seems like, oh, it was just like a year ago, and it was really, when we had the Quinn and Williams age talk from a couple weeks ago.
Well, I came in with JJ, right? Same year.
Mikey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it JJ's second year?
Yeah.
It's his second year.
Excuse me. What did you call him?
Sorry, number 9. Or not even number 9. It's just 9.
9.
I can't even get it right.
He had a day today. So I don't know if I joked to you guys about the post-game locker room. I haven't seen anything, haven't been on social media, but I'm sure that he's back in 9 form after the big win today over the Commies. But the Viking season is over, so it really doesn't matter. You guys had
Yeah, last year was his rookie year.
Okay, so there you go. Fast facts for Mitch Mufasa himself. You guys have Mitch, you touched about this St. Brown being the spark plug. Andrew, did you have a spark plug from this game, Lions Cowboys?
I mean, there was 3 of them in my eyes, right? It's the turnover battle. We haven't won a turnover battle in how many weeks now? It's been quite a few. So to see 3 of them on the board, especially for our turnover counter,
You want to
takes a little bit of weight off the chest.
update the shareholders on the counter?
I don't see where it is. Get us. Oh, he's highlighting it, folks. 14 remaining. 3.5 a game.
Yep, 16 total on the year now, with 3 against the Cowboys.
I
we
feel like
get
I'm gonna
6 in a game, right? And just really.
I feel like Stafford's been throwing a lot of picks lately. I don't know if he threw any again today against the Cards, but Panthers he sure did.
The Cardinals were giving him a game until the Rams were like, no, we're done here.
We're better than you. Yeah, one thing's for sure. DJ Reed should not be guarding Puka Nacua.
Yeah.
DJ Reed was looking like Cam Sutton out there. I was telling you guys DJ Reed's been pretty locked down in the games that he has been in this season. But that was giving me the heebie-jeebies of Cam Sutton, El Jefe from the past, a few others, Unaware. The list goes on DB hell that we've been
through. Did not throw an interception today. 281, 3 touchdowns.
Sounds like Jared Goff day.
Stafford came out of the game. Looks like Jimmy Garoppolo was in for 3 rushing attempts.
Good. They'll be
Shout
nice
out
and
Blake
rested
Corum.
up. Yeah, Corum had a day, right?
He iced
128.
it top of the 4th.
Dang. It's a shame that he won't be able to put up those numbers against the Lions defense, though.
Calling it. Babe Ruth in them right now.
That's about the only thing I feel good about, like across the board as far as consistency goes. Defense, offense, special teams. Against the run, they're pretty solid, and that's been their most consistent thing. Offense has been shaky. Lions' offense has been shaky. Defense has been certainly shaky, but I feel like against the runs, that's the one phase where you can feel pretty good about it, consistency-wise.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, run defense. How he's been, speaking of special teams, since you brought it up, though, old TK, he exists now.
That was going to be my other spark plug was their starting field position because this dude's out there letting blocks develop a little bit, finding his lane, and then shoop, gone.
I mean, this is
Yeah,
what,
that was
3 or
keep him
4
back
years
there.
we've been talking about this guy in the making. Like, has he finally earned a roster spot?
I think so. Why do you not keep him back there?
He's like the next Dan Skipper, right?
Except
Yeah, I think-
he's actually good.
He's got to come on, brother.
Skip is
How-
bad. Come on.
How many
He's
how many
not
times does
that
Skip report
bad.
in this
6
game?
foot-
Skip is bad every other play.
Got to do it without the tight ends there, right? Got to have
He's
Skipper in for the
6'9".
jumbo.
I'll take 6'9" any day of the week.
Got
Okay.
got to work on his route running there and his read of Jared Goff's.
I was so irritated when he dropped that. I mean, it didn't matter.
Didn't matter.
But he dropped the ball because he went to run with it. Big man, catch it and then figure out where you're at. Okay.
Speaking of Tom Kennedy and being off the roster, Dan Skipper is right there. I think they both have been on and off the practice squad and off the active roster more times than we could probably count. It's been, I think for TK 85, it's been at least 5 different times he's been on and off the Lions. So
Yeah, he deserves a spot.
certainly over like a Dominic Lovett who hasn't really showed anything. Their recent draft pick, the wide receiver.
Love it.
You love it or you
Shove
don't
it.
love?
I mean, we haven't seen enough. We haven't seen enough. But speaking of like what we haven't seen enough of as well, like Tesla, just what 2 catches, 1 touchdown, or what was going? It's crazy, right?
He's good for about 2 targets a game, and they're usually big plays.
And one of them is going to be a touchdown, and that touchdown was probably a perfect pass from Jared Goff.
We get those every once in a while from Jared. It's not all the time, but it's like you said, Mitch. You've talked in the group chat several times about the passes over 20 yards. It's been a dying breed, a lost art for him this season, especially. He's never been one to be a deep ball, sling it kind of guy, but you know, he had a few moments there in this game, and he's got to build on that because they need that element of him from the pocket. And you touched on the middle of the field too, Mitch. That's oh so important too. I was glad to see that, some old routes from St. Brown across the middle there. That was great to see. I thought maybe there'd be some issues with that given the tight end situation that's currently going on in Detroit. Middle of the field's usually their bread and butter for the tight ends. But I think, Andrew, you got any words on the tight end? I feel like they've got a decent option now. And I'm stalling because I'm trying to remember his name.
This is
With
embarrassing.
What's that?
Dwelly?
Dwelly. It's Dwelly, right?
Dwelly
Dawson.
was the only name I remember, but there was another name that popped up there as well. Because what? Zylstra's hurt. Brock
Yep.
Wright's hurt now. Laporta's obviously done for the year. Yeah, it was a reaper of a situation, but I think we're all waiting till Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday when they can bring guys in off the street. It's that time of year where they got the Jack Campbell story. The busload shows up Tuesday morning. See who's going to be on the roster that weekend.
It really does feel. Is it Ross Dwelly? Is that who? Is it
I-
Ross?
I hardly remember the last name.
It is Ross Dwelly, 8-year
Oh,
veteran out of San Diego, but
St. Diego.
I think they got a good option with him. He certainly looks the part
What
more
number-
than
Hoping 43.
82.
RD82. I don't like it.
The old Jason Witten number.
I don't like it.
No, not doing it. Not doing it for you. Favorite moments, guys? Anything from the favorite moments? Mine was all the moments of seeing the old offense. It really felt like last season.
I think to kind of agree with you. I think my favorite moment was Monty's touchdown run.
Finally,
That felt old school. Like that was what we saw a lot of last year.
Yep. I like the safety, not safety.
yeah.
That was cool. I like the not offsides. That was cool too.
in the not false start,
Yep.
which resulted in a Brian Branch Achilles tear.
Ugh. Ugh.
NFL cares about player safety. Clearly not if they're missing false starts that lead to Achilles.
Yeah, honestly, I thought that was cramps, just like classic Brian Branch.
Yeah, the dude's never hydrated.
Yeah. And then he went away in the car, and I thought, man, he's really going to get an IV back there. He'll be all right. And then
I'm with you. 1,000%. I thought the same exact thing. I was like, yeah, it's not that serious.
well, the next day, one of you sent Achilles or something like that. And I still didn't realize what you guys were talking about until I saw an article.
You read articles?
No, audio style only.
Headlines only.
Yeah, I'm essentially a blind person when it comes to text.
Oh, ADA compliance.
It's not stolen valor.
Never said it was.
It was the look in your eye.
The eyes say it all, don't they? Turnovers. Of course, we had 3 of them. My nicey or dicey. I chose nicey this week because they took a step, but I got to see more.
Consistency would be great. Not letting up 30 points would also be ideal.
Doesn't seem like much to ask for, but with this team, yeah.
Maybe get off the field on a drive that matters.
Agreed. Complimentary football. We saw elements of it, but it still wasn't all that complimentary. If the offense is going to score, it'd be great to get a stop and couple those together instead of score, or stop. That's all. That's all we'd like.
Someone on this podcast is really smart. Who is it?
It's not me.
It's not me. Don't be
man.
bashful.
I just farted
man in
in
the
the
middle.
booth, boys.
Yeah, 5 field goals for Brandon Aubrey.
Yeah, well, he was on my fantasy, so you gotta aim high when you.
Oh, it all makes sense
Literally.
now.
Think 35 points. Watch out.
Sheesh.
He's a
And you
cheat
got
code.
Gibbs.
And we talked about this in the preview. I was complaining, being a curmudgeon about the kickoff rule. And it happened. This dude, they get to the 50-yard line and it's like, all right, yep, there's 3 points for the Cowboys. They get to the 50-yard line, and I'd rather they drove the ball 30 more yards and took 5 more minutes off the clock. That's where I got to. I'm like, they got to the 50-yard line. I'm like, well, just keep going and then stall out. Because if you stall out now, you're going to get points. And it's crazy. He's so good. And it looks like he's barely kicking the ball.
Effortless, yeah.
Thank you. That was my point about it too. Is it looks like it's just a classic chip shot every time too.
It's so absurd. It's so
Yeah,
absurd.
Yeah, he's a future Hall of Famer already. His
Big time.
his consistency is unlike anything else we've ever seen, plus the distance. I mean, this guy's got the leg to kick a 70-yarder if given the chance. It's just crazy.
He's Sebastian Janikowski, but not addicted to food.
Or fat, yeah.
What's the difference?
I thought we were gonna insert illicit drug here, but instead you went food. So
Yeah, and then you just hammered it home.
It's the 1-2 Bagoo. I thought he was on something though. Wasn't Janikowski? I mean, most of the Raiders I think were at that time.
I was gonna say he's a Raider, so odds are.
Yeah, nacho cheese.
Shout out Oakland.
Just under the dispenser.
Man, imagine him and Todd Bowles at a buffet.
Holy.
Damn.
Come on
Not
now, dude. Todd looks skinny from the neck up.
Yeah, he really does. He
It's
really
deceiving.
does. Dare I say from the chest up.
Yeah, oh, you're right.
You know what? Dare to say it. Dare to say it.
Yeah, I said it.
Funny enough, is I saw some footage of him the other day from when he was with the Jets, and I thought maybe this weight that he's put on has been a recent thing in Tampa Bay, but no, he looked the same.
Yeah, he just doesn't care anymore. He's a head coach, so he doesn't feel the need to hide it. He's
Have
head
you
coach
guys
for
ever
now,
seen
so he
him
doesn't
not?
need to hide it?
Have you ever seen him not in a crew neck, like a hoodie?
No, but I think the only time I ever see him is chest up. I feel like I never see the wide shot of him.
That's true. It's true.
It's always just a close-up pan that we get.
Say Pam.
No, don't do this.
Well, congrats. You called for the Cowboys to put up 15 points, and they put up 30, but 15 of those were from field goals. So there you go. How are you doing? Last thing, fantasy football. You have Gibbs and you had Brandon Aubrey. Are you in the playoffs already?
Ooh, we're in the last week of regular season. 9-4, second overall. Looking for seeding this week, trying to get number 1 going into the playoff.
man.
Week.
Nice.
Won it last
nice.
year. Let them be afraid.
Not to brag, going for back-to-back. Band player of the week for you, sir?
This one was tough to pick. You're trying to get that off the wall. The crowd was good as always. So, I want to give a shout out to my neighbor. He's attended several games, never attended a loser. So
Let's go.
got to give a band player of the week to him. On the player side of it, we're going to go Prophet. Somebody's got a feast over there on the other side. Jackie on the defense as well looks great. And TK, get the guy on the roster already.
I like it. And can that neighbor fly out to LA next week?
I'll have to get back to you on that one. We might snag that.
No, take your time. Let's see what we can line up there. I had Gibbs, just an insane day from him, but I feel like that's every game for him, so he kind of gets overshadowed because it's just consistent. St. Brown for being tough. Didn't have like a total St. Brown stat line like we would expect from him, but made a lot of big catches down the stretch and was a big reason why they were so motivated. And then, of course, the Prophet, 3 sacks. How can you not?
We're all sharing a little something. I got St. Brown for we talked about they got to get the grit back. It's back. And TK, again, like the starting field position off kickoffs was just ridiculous. So I think we all agree he deserves a roster spot.
He's on the roster. Shareholders, you can vote below on Spotify. The S is for BAMs in shareholders. We've been bad about plugging that, so here I am following Tommy's direction here. Mr. Producer, you mentioned the crowd, Andrew. I wanted to ask about that. I felt like the crowd, we were so spoiled with the last 2 seasons with the crowd just being ravenous, always hungry for a Lions team that was good, and so I think everybody was extra loud. But I felt like this season they've been a little bit on the down. So I thought some of that came back here in this game.
Disagree?
I think I would disagree as well. I think this might.
Oh, man, this is a tough look for you, brother.
The refs weren't especially great in this outing on either side for the Cowboys or the Lions, and we got a clear refs you suck to come through the TV.
Yeah. Yep.
But outside of that, do you remember any other chance?
I saw Dak.
I think they get loud. Yeah, I think they get loud, man. I think it's just I think depending on the broadcast, they just they tune it out a lot. I think I don't even know. Your position has been vetoed, Ben. Sorry.
Well, it's 2-1. You're right. I mean, I don't have anything to stand on. But
as the person who's doing the worst in picks, your vote is worth nothing.
Cut that part. We didn't need to go there. It's a low blow.
I think if nothing else, the Lions fans are maybe overly emotional with again at the end of the game with the Jared Goff chants. It's all right, yeah, you had a good game, but I liked when they went Amen Ra, Amen Ra, Amen. Oh, and shout out to the I can't remember who it was, but someone post game, I think it was in the Prime crew, said Aman Ra, or they said his name totally wrong. It's all right, so you don't watch any Lions football. Got it, or just pay attention. I don't know. It's weird.
It's a classic mix-up. Classic.
Yeah. Yep.
Are
we doing halftime capsules? I have a.
Yes.
I want you guys. I'm going to give you guys a stat line, and I want you to name the quarterback. But this is talking NFL, so we got to wrap up the Lions game.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
With a match field goal there, 20-9, and the match is kind of emblematic of what this half has been, and it's what we haven't been seeing from the Lions over the last couple of weeks.
Robot.
they're managing the game. They're managing the flow. They took charge early, and they're controlling the flow of this game and matching Dallas's field goals with touchdowns and matching field goals with field goals, as we saw right there before the half.
They're doing both.
Dang, that could have been 6, though, to IT. Shades of the old offense. Monty, Gibbs, St. Brown. St. Brown just need a little ankle tweak to get back into form. Monty in the end zone. Love to see it. That 1st and 25 behind the sticks, and they converted later in the set of downs. That's my favorite play of the offense for the first half. Nice to see the defense doing what they need to do, keeping the ball in front of them, getting a little pressure, making Dak feel uncomfortable. I think we get at least one more turnover after we get the fumble there in the second quarter, which was huge. Got to win the turnover battle, as always. Defense, keep them in front of you. Keep locking it down and keep control of this game. That's the difference, and that's why they won 15 games last season when they were managing games. They didn't do it in the middle of this season. They're doing it tonight. Need to see it in the second half as well. Let's go Lions. Dallas gets the ball out of the second half. Defense, let's get a stop.
Halftime capsule, Lions 20, Cowboys 9. Signs of life on offense with a couple of deep shots. Defense, lots of bend, don't break. Getting a little nervous about the DB's exposure against CD and George Pickens, but so far have been able to contain them. Would have loved to get another 6 there. I think Jared just kind of rushed it after the DB trip to Slaw. Should have had a touchdown, but overall balanced attack against this Cowboys defense. You'd expect them to put up points, but they're taking advantage. That's good. Run game looks good. Balanced attack, getting a decent push on the defensive line from Dallas. Really just need the defense to keep doing what they're doing. Bend, don't break. We'll trade field goals for touchdowns all night long. Keep it up. Got to have people keep stepping up the way that they are and just contain this Dallas offense, and I feel like we're going to be in a good spot.
Mitch, would you trade field goals for field goals as well?
No, I think that's weird.
Okay, just checking.
Oh, not the Mew monster. Oh, it made its way down to old Texas. Look out.
Technical difficulties there. Nothing happened. I don't know what the guys are talking about there. But would you do that after an established lead? Would you trade field goals for field goals? Because I would.
I just want to hear Andrew's halftime capsule.
Here's the thing. I think it was lost. Tommy's struggling to find it right now. Oh, wait.
Okay, Lions fans, here we are.
Here we are.
Detroit Lions 20, Dallas Lowboy Losers 9. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me like the CJ GJ NFC Championship from a couple weeks ago. Let me just say, first off, glad to see we still have a kicker that can get it done. He took a nasty shot there. I really didn't think he was getting back up.
Oh, good call, too.
Love to see that we're getting some tempo rolling here. Gibbs and Montgomery finding pay dirt. Usually when that happens, good things happen here in the end times. Defensively, Jack Campbell forcing a fumble, getting a turnover. That was huge, sparked a lot of defense into it. Amik, DJ, and a lot of the secondary getting cooked. Going to need some of that front big boy team, Hutch, Muhammad, and get some pressure, help them out so we can seal this win. Another turnover would be great.
Yep.
Let's go Lions.
Yep. You heard of the Legion of Boom. Have you heard of the Front Boys?
We are not the most articulate group of all time.
You can always tell when my brain short circuits.
Same.
What to
When
say?
good things
What to
happen,
say?
they happen.
That's why we love it. That's why the shareholders just keep coming back, you know.
I love it here.
Last thing about fat things. Did you guys feel like Miles Frazier put on a little weight since
That's
being
okay.
injured?
That's
I just
okay.
felt like there was a little bit extra there. I mean, I get it. He's a guard.
Freshman 15, brother. Lay off him.
All right, I'll accept that.
He's trying to be a tackle.
Okay.
Yeah, he's trying to be. He's got to have some versatility.
That's true.
I also think. Am I wrong in saying like most? I think most of the time the fattest linemen are on the interior.
Yeah, absolutely. The tackles are the most athletic.
Yeah,
This show got real judgy real quick.
I'm not judgy. I would look. Are we gonna talk? Do we need to talk about Cologne again? He's shaped like an air mattress. What are we talking
He
about?
walks around with 2 cars, one in front, one in back, wide load coming.
And 2 more on each side. What are we talking about here?
Excited though for Frazier though. I was glad to see him get meaningful snaps. You know, it wasn't like this was the Browns game or something that you could kind of write off. This was a good matchup against the defensive line that is strong for the Cowboys, or at least the interior is. Last note on the halftime capsules is we all started those with lip smacks. Each one of us, we all did to start halftime capsule.
Juicy Couture is here.
I don't know about you guys. I did take a note out of Ben's book. That was take dose for me, though.
Ooh, I don't think I've ever done that.
I got about halfway through. If you thought my short circuit was when that happens, good things tend to happen. It was worse. Let me tell you.
We need to see the outtakes, or need to hear the outtakes, I should say.
Yeah, we actually should do that. That'd be funny.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready?
Yes, hit us.
Name this quarterback from today. 364 pass yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, 3 rushes for 29 yards, and a touchdown. So 364, 3 tugs, 1 pick, 29 rush yards, 1 touchdown.
Tyler Shaw?
Well, yeah, I was gonna say Shook was. He did have that one long run. That's what makes me think, but it also feels Trevor Lawrence-ish.
Shadur Sanders.
Son of a bitch! He was talking.
Should have saw
about
this coming.
Earmuffs.
Tell me that's not a stat line you guys take every single week. 364, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, and 29 rush yards on 3 attempts. Meaning he scrambled and got basically 10 yards per attempt and got in. We don't love the pick, but a 4-to-1 touchdown to pick ratio, touchdown to turnover ratio.
It was a bad pick at that, but it was a kind of a broken play, so you kind of take that with a grain of salt.
Yep. And how about Stefanski taking him out on the 2-point conversion? Did you guys see that? Andrew, you said he's got a chance here, and they took him out on the 2-point conversion, and it blew up in their face.
Did they bring in another quarterback, or did they go Wildcat?
I think they went. I think they was Wildcat, and it just fell apart.
I mean, it makes sense if it's Wildcat. If they brought in another quarterback, that it would be like, okay, this guy's got an issue.
I mean, it makes sense and it doesn't, because it's like he's having a good day. Here's another. I saw this because I'm doing so much homework on the Browns. It was the first time since 1950, I think, a Browns quarterback has had 3 passing and 1 rush touchdown in a game.
Jeez.
Yeah, jeez is right.
Crazy.
I would like to see it against somebody other than the 2-win Titans, though, now.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's fair. But Cam Moore, the number 1 overall pick, had 117 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick.
Who won?
Tighties.
The Titans.
Okay. See you next.
Only stat that matters to Andrew is W's, and what else?
We don't
That's all that
apologize.
matters.
Yeah. When you win and it happens.
Good things happen.
It happens.
It happens.
When the scoreboard says you have more points, you get a good thing, and that's a win. And we don't apologize for those. But to your point, Mitch, he's way better than Dylan Gabriel. So
yeah, that's like Dylan Gabriel was not good. And at this point, they're talking about bringing Deshaun. No plans to part ways with Deshaun next year. Anyways,
wait, was Sean still getting another shot?
He's on the.
Well, no, we're not going to spend this time to talk about your favorite player, Andrew. We need to move on and talk about the NFC North and the playoff.
That's the only reason we get views.
Correct. This is the Lions share, not the Browns share.
So, you guys.
Ugh. The gross sounding show.
Bad. There's a real chance if the Lions. Let's try to be realistic. Can we put our realistic hats on? They lose to the Rams, right? I think they can win out and still have a shot at the North, given the Bears are so reliant on turnovers, and the Packers don't have the easiest schedule of all time.
Agreed.
Goodbye.
So
Goodbye, Papa.
right
B.
now, Lions
Oh, he's
on the
back.
outside looking in, right? Not in the playoff picture. This is if it were starting today. This is
I don't see him.
you don't see it?
He doesn't see the Lions.
Oh, I thought you meant didn't see the screen share.
Nope.
Dang. So what was your scenario there, Mitch? You said they lose to the Rams?
Let's say they lose to the Rams, right?
Okay.
And they win out. That
And
puts
then-
them at
The Browns beat or the Bears beat the Browns, the San Francisco 49ers beat the Titans, and Packers maybe they lose one to the Broncos.
the Packers have. I mean the Packers have a tough schedule. They
They
got Broncos. They're back at the Bears, who just gave them a tough game. And then they got to go. Then the Ravens come into town, and the Ravens are still in the playoff hunt.
So going through the games here on the screen share, shout out to the YouTube and the Spotify video. What we're talking about here is Lions lose to the Rams next week. Say that happens. Bears beat the Browns, and then week 16, Lions would need to beat the Steelers. Let's give the Bears a win over the Packers. Let's say they split with the Packers after losing today. They win at home. And the 49ers beat the Colts. Let's say that happens with the state of the Colts. And then we go to week 17. Lions have to win. They can't lose another North game. Got to beat the Vikings there. Let's say the Bears lose to the 49ers at 49ers in Sunday Night Football. I think that's got a chance of happening. And then we go to week 18. Got the Lions and the Bears. Who knows about the Packers? Let's say the Seahawks are playing for that one seed and they try to beat the 49ers. So we'll give the Seahawks the win over the 49ers there. I've got to update the Packers. Let's say they beat the Ravens in week 17. And let's say the Packers beat the Vikings week 18. That would set you up with the Lions with a win, the Lions over the Bears would be for the 7th seed. So whoever wins that, if the Bears win, they actually still win the North. But it's kind of crazy. But anyway, that's all that to say. That's a lot, but Lions would be the 7th seed against the 2 seed Green Bay Packers. If that happens.
Yeah.
Can beat them one
Hey,
out
I'm
of 3
for it.
times.
That's a big emotional week 18. We got to hear a ton of narratives about Jared Goff playing in cold weather, watching him play in the gloves. But you know what? The last time it all boiled down to the last week of the year and Jared had his gloves on, they went into Lambeau and they won. They did it once, they can do it again.
Need Kirby.
Need it. Mitch, did you have anything else? Sorry, I feel like I kind of overtook your segment there.
No. This is what I want to talk about. I just wanted to focus on the NFC North because for all intents and purposes, the NFC North is the wild card picture for us right now because the Bears are the most likely for us to leapfrog, given the 49ers have a relatively not easy but not terrible schedule. So it doesn't feel like we're going to leapfrog them. We need to, at the most, lose to the Rams and then win out. And I think I'm a big believer in momentum. And for anyone that disagrees with that, there's something to be said about the fact that the Lions don't lose back-to-back games. There is a big momentum push. And again, to go back to when the Lions went to Lambeau, they were on a tear. They had to keep winning that season. So I'm sure Dan has probably already been preaching it. They're basically in the playoffs. If they should happen to lose to the Rams next week, it's playoffs. You have to win every single week if you want a shot.
Yep.
That's a good way to put it. You're already in the playoffs. Can't lose.
Can't lose.
If the Lions wanted to take the North, they still could do so. They'd have to win out, finish the year 12-5. We'd need the Packers to lose twice and the Bears to lose once. Just once to the Lions in week 18. So the Bears could win out minus the Lions game in Week 18, and the Lions could still take the North, which would be crazy. We need a lot of help from Green Bay to lose to the Ravens and or the Broncos. Or, of course, Packers. Have to
What
play
if the
Bears
Vikings
game.
went out?
Does
Yeah, no,
not
they're done.
matter.
They can't do it?
5-8 right now as it stands? No.
I mean, I think they can
Don't they?
technically make the playoffs, but I don't. I mean, I guess they could in theory.
You would need the 49ers to lose every single game.
Well, in the NFC North, right? I think they'd need everybody to. I think they need everybody who's currently in the playoffs, plus
to
the
lose.
49ers to just whiz down their legs.
Yep. So it's a pretty simple scenario for the Lions, regardless of what every other team does. You either win out or 3-1 to end the season. If you lose twice, it's all but over. If you lose once, you need a little bit of help, but you still sort of control your own destiny. If you win out, that's your best avenue, but a tough one against the Rams in Week 15. 425 on East. 425.
Couple of big Lions fans. Big 425 slot for us next week with the Lions at Rams, obviously number 1, but also Broncos Packers in the 425 slot. Big afternoon Sunday for us next week.
Ooh, yeah. How do you manage that?
You eat a lot.
Popcorn and hot dogs. That was, wow. Much time.
We are like this. I mean, we're synced up. It is that time of the month for me and Papa B.
Nice. Well, 4 games in 17 days is over. That's the stretch that the Lions had over the last 4 games. It's been a rapid pace with the double Thursdays, and now they get a nice little break, a little mini bye with the Rams next Sunday. Rams, as it stood before the games today, so this may have changed, but the Rams are 4.5-point favorites, which seems about right, given the way the Rams have been putting up the W's, minus a few losses this season, but they've been rock solid. So that makes sense. One other note, the Lions sound like they're going to wear their black uniforms on Christmas. So that's bad for the black uniform haters out there. That's not good news for you. But I do like it for this reason. The Vikings will be in their all whites, the icy whites. Lions in the all blacks. It's Christmas Cole edition. I like it for that reason. That's me trying to hype up the feelings towards that one. So there you go.
I like where your head's at. That's the only thing that makes me think it's okay.
Yep. Last thing before we get you out of here for closing time. Pigskin Spin, which is rapidly ending towards the end of the season here. 3 games each week times 2 for the next 4 weeks. I can't do math. For 4 weeks. Excuse me.
Yikes,
4 more
man.
weeks. I haven't been the sharpest today. I got to admit.
Get rid of 4.
I'm in the lead at 16-8. Andrew's got a chance here. He's got the Chiefs over the Texans. If that happens, it's going to be me and Papa B at the top, and then all the way down at the bottom, Benjamin at 13-11.
Really was hoping for that double W today. It would be 14 and then be right there knocking on the door. But now I'm still on the outside looking in, but I like that position. I like to be the underdog. So 8 more picks remaining for the Pigskin Spin over the next 4 weeks. Chiefs and Texans taking place right now. We'll know the outcome of this one by the time you probably listen to this one, so you'll know if Papa B and Mufasa are tied for first place. And then we'll make our picks again on Wednesday, because we'll see you all again on Wednesday, shareholders.
Quick note about the game. Thought Davis Mills was in at quarterback and watched him scramble and thought, wow, Davis Mills got quite quick. It turns out CJ Stroud. Not the same game.
A common mistake. That happens to the best of us.
Super common.
CJ, Davis, same.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll all be watching for that one, and we'll have another look at the playoff picture when we come back to you all on Wednesday. Thank you, shareholders, for being here. Whether you watch us, listen to us, or however you consume our content, we appreciate you being here. Become a shareholder today if you aren't already. Subscribe to the YouTube. Follow us on Spotify and Apple. Like us on Spotify and Apple. Rate us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple. That's a lot, I know. But we appreciate it, and it really does help us out. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram for short form. Guys, anything else before we head out?
I'm ready to hear Mitch's meow.
Let's go Lions. We'll be back Wednesday.
Yeah.